Hello Internet, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live with the weapon optimizations guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at the PKP Pecheneg in its entirety. Now as usual, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and give you the base stats of this weapon before we get into my just suggested perks and classes and setups. Unlocked at level 14, the PKP does boast a 100-round ammo capacity and fully automatic firing capabilities, so pretty much just standard for all LMGs. What isn't standard is the rate of fire. It is at 705 RPM, second lowest aside from the M60 in the LMG category. Now with the recent buff, update, patch, hotfix, whatever you guys want to call it, there is no longer a minimum and maximum damage indicator for LMGs. So what you're going to be using, what you're going to be doing with the PKP is 40 damage, just infinitum. So this means that at any range, close, medium, long, you're going to be using 3 bullets to drop your opponent. What this also means is that silencer is no longer affected in any negative way for the LMGs. Unfortunately, I didn't record any footage of me using the silenced PKP, and every game where I did play with the silenced PKP, it was pre-patch, so I haven't messed around with it since then. But you know what? For the classes and setup that I use this weapon as, the silencer isn't really a factor. Now, aiming down sights is a little bit slow at 0.4 of a second, at 0.4 seconds. While the reload time is actually quite high. I think it's like the second or third highest reload time out of every weapon in the game at just over 8 seconds at 8.06. While if you're just adding to your magazine, it's going to come in at 6.13. As for the intangibles, in my opinion, the recoil is quite high, but very manageable. It does give you, it does feel like it's in a circular motion, and it doesn't go off target that much. So with a little bit of practice, you can actually master the recoil quite easily. But this coupled along with the fact that the iron sights are a bit obtrusive in my opinion, they are pretty clean, but they just take up a bit too much of the screen for my liking. But you know what, coupled with the flash and then the recoil and whatnot, I tried to do something that kind of negated that. That's why I tried using a silencer, but there was just something odd about that whole setup that I just didn't quite enjoy. So what I ended up going with this weapon, and there was just one class that I really used it and I really enjoyed using it, and I would recommend for you guys, and that would be for the proficiency to be focus. Like I said before, the recoil is easy to handle and master, so you don't want your shots to be going off target. And as you listen to the rest of this class, it'll make sense on why you chose focus over the others. For my attachments, I ended up using grip just to help with that recoil just a little bit. And also on top of that, once you get hit with those enemy bullets on top of focus, those bullets really aren't going to go anywhere you don't want them to go. For my first perk, I ended up using Blind Eye, and the reason for that is this whole class was built around being just a support tank type build. So Blind Eye is an obvious choice for that. Couple that with a Stinger, and you're going to be bringing down tons of enemy kill streaks one after another. For my second perk, depending on what mode you're playing, either hardline or blast shield. So if you're gonna play domination or headquarters or capture the flag, blast shield is a definite choice. Other than that, just choose hardline to bring your kill streaks up to the front that much quicker. And for the third perk is going to be stalker. So what I find myself using this weapon or this build mostly was just a frontline soldier, taking those bullets, taking those grenades for the rest of your team to be able to move up and capture the points that much easier. Coupled with the fact that you got a Stinger, you keep the airs clear for your teammates. It just makes an overall great class to use. Really for any LMG, but more so with this weapon, since it doesn't really have any stats to just scream out at me on paper or while I was using them. So that's it for that. There are a couple of other classes that were just a little bit interesting, such as a rapid fire thermal. That was a bit fun to use. Just if you want to check that one out, it'd be a rapid fire thermal, and then use quick draw. And the first perk you could be whatever you want, and the third perk you could be whatever you want. That was a little bit of an interesting perk. For the third perk, you guys should use steady aim just a little bit, just to help hip fire in case anyone gets close to you. But I wouldn't really recommend that. That was just for funs and giggles. So that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave a comment down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you. If there's a next weapon class you'd like for me to do, leave a comment down below as well. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here.